Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to a new episode. What is mindset and becoming the optimal leader of your life? I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. As always, in today's episode, we're going to discuss what is mindset, what it's not, and how to become the optimal leader of your life. Pretty self-explanatory, right? I wanted to get straight to the point when it came to this because as you know, mindset is one of my strongest passions. It is the title of our podcast. It's what I have built a business and a career around, and I am so happy to be able to share this with people. However, there are big misconceptions on what it is, and we get confused, and I wanted to just explain that, and I'll explain some other things as we go along in the podcast. For me, mindset, and I'm not looking at any Google, I'm not looking this up. I'm just going to tell you what for me it is. It's deciding where you are going to set your mind in terms of how you're going to perceive life and your beliefs and your attitude and those things. Okay? So, where are you going to set yourself into this channel of a surplus of channels that we can look at in life? I'm going to give you an example. If you're on Netflix and if you want to watch a rom-com, you're probably not going to find a rom-com in thrillers. And if you want to watch a thriller or an action movie, you're not going to find that in the rom-com section. It's very important that you go to the right place to find what it is that you are looking for. So if you're looking for a rom-com, but you're watching, I don't know, Rambo. I haven't watched Rambo, so I don't even know why I said that right now. I've watched it bits and pieces, okay? And you're like, oh man, it's not what I wanted. Well, of course it's not what you wanted because you were looking for a rom-com and you're looking for a rom-com in the wrong place. And sometimes we tap into this, we go into an experience with a certain mindset, and then we become disappointed, which I don't like being disappointed. I think when we take away our expectations, disappointment dissolves, but we are not happy with the end result, let's just say it like that, because we wanted something else. But if you are looking in the wrong place, you're never going to find what you're looking for, and vice versa. Think about that in the sense of where are you setting your belief system? What are you looking for? How are you choosing to see things in life? That will determine a lot of where your life goes, because there's something very powerful about your mindset. You're going to see more of what is within you, within your mindset. You're going to create more of that. For instance, if you don't have a very positive mindset, you could be in the most beautiful place and you're only going to see the negative. You can have all the money in the world and you're still going to be unhappy. You can have everything that somebody else could dream about and you're still going to see the negative things because that is what your mindset is focused on. That is where you have set it. You have set it in a place where, or you have gotten it to a place, maybe you don't do it consciously. Nobody says, I want to be negative, right? But you have allowed it to get to a place where all that you see is a problem. I know somebody like this. It was very funny. She's about 80 some years old. And she said, oh my gosh, it's so hot. And her daughter says, I know, right? I mean, it would be nice if we got a little bit of rain. And she was like, oh, no. Then the streets are flooding. There's always something. There's always a problem. And it doesn't matter what kind of weather you present. There's always going to be a negative downside to it. So that's the mindset that this person is in. And, you could blame it on age or whatever. But it's just an example of how mindset impacts you even on your day-to-day, even in terms of the weather. Maybe you can be presented but with a very difficult challenge. Maybe you could see something that you think, why is this happening to me? And the person with the negative mindset will just allow themselves to be spiraling downward, which as I like to say, you either spiral up or you spiral down, but you never stay the same. If you're spiraling downward, you're allowing that negative situation to negatively impact you. And if you're spiraling upward, you're allowing that situation to make you a better person and a stronger person, which is where the growth mindset and the abundance mindset come in. So where are you at? How is this impacting you in your day-to-day? It's something that is very important for you to recognize. That would be mindset in a nutshell for you. It's very important that you are very aware of what it is that you are calling into your life and what that mindset is for you, how you are applying it, how it's helping you, how it's hindering you. Ask yourself right now, where is my mind set? Is it set on the positive? Is it set on the not so positive? We have a fixed mindset where it has to be this way and I'm only going to see the problems. And if it's not my way, I don't like it. We have a growth mindset where we're always looking for potential and opportunity and how can I make this better? And then we have an abundance mindset where we basically think anything is possible and we're always living in a world where there's endless possibilities and capabilities and everything is always working for us. I do dive deep into these in my course, Run With It, Your 60-Day Mindset Roadmap. It's on my website if you want to check it out. And also my one-on-one coaching if you want to figure out what this is like or even just book a discovery call. I do have complimentary discovery calls. They're 30 minutes and I can sit down with you and talk about where we're at, where we want to go. And then I decide if I can help you or not or if you want to work with me or not. What is mindset not? Very important. Your mind is not your brain. Okay, your mind is not your brain. And I use the brain emoji a lot for different scenarios for my bio on Instagram, or I do include that, okay, in my copy, on my little assets whenever I create a logo, things like that. But I will tell you, and I say this all the time, your mind is not the brain. So whenever we talk about mindset, it doesn't mean that if you have a negative quote unquote mindset that you have a bad brain or anything like that. No, there's no such thing, okay? I like to think of it as it's two separate things that you really have to learn, and they're very complex topics. And that takes us to our next thing, which of course, mindset, mentality, and mental health. When people don't know any better, they interchange them, and it's very important that you don't confuse them, and if you hear them, you know exactly what it's referring to. Mindset, I already told you what that is. For mentality, it's more the set of behaviors or the emotions of the thoughts or how you feel, your mental state at a certain given point, right? So you can be a very positive person, you can have a very growth mindset, you can have an abundance mindset, but then one day you're just having a tough day and your mentality about something isn't so favorable, then that's where that comes in. Okay, so they are connected, but they are different things. However, the one that I see interchanged with the most is mental health. Mindset and mental health. Does mindset support your mental health? Yes. Does your mental health support your mindset? Absolutely. Are they the same thing? No. Your mental health is just the overall health of your psychological well-being. Okay, it's your psychological well-being. If I ever use the words mental health, I will say it as in the term of like I'm working with mindset, and of course it also supports XYZ and your mental health. Okay, but I will never make an episode talking about ways to improve your mental health because I am not a mental health professional and I am not a doctor. And that is something that I respect a lot as a mindset coach and as a speaker. I am not going to pretend that I went to medical school and can tell you the psychological, psychiatric things about your brain. I talk to you about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and I do talk about different things, but I will always be super honest with you and upfront about when I am not overstepping, but when my limit is in terms of what I feel comfortable talking about in terms of mental health. Okay, so I'm never going to try to diagnose you for anxiety and depression and anything like that. I will talk about my previous experiences, but it's important that whenever you are learning from someone, whether content, it's out there so much. And, we want to be experts about everything. And we think that it makes us sound smarter. And then we don't know that if we could be hurting somebody who's listening on the other side. So that for me is like a little disclaimer. You will not get mental health advice from me. You will get all the mindset coaching that I could possibly give you through a podcast and my courses and my one-on-one and speaking engagements, but that's where it stops. And I hope that it gives you a little bit of a peace of mind that you are learning from somebody who has the best interest for you in mind. And also, whenever it comes to how self leadership will impact you, what does it mean to become the optimal leader of your life? When I was doing market research for my podcast, I knew that the tagline was going to be helping you become the optimal leader of your life because that's what I like to do. I like working with leaders, and I believe that self leadership is very strong. And somebody came back to me, and I really appreciated their feedback, and they said, that just doesn't resonate with me. I don't know what the optimal leader of your life would mean. And I wanted to mention this because I understand, once again, that it sounds like it's leadership that I'm working with, and I am a leadership coach, and I am not your leadership coach. I am your mindset coach, and I'm going to help you improve your life personally and professionally because your mindset covers way more than one thing. Just like whenever I talked about personal development, it's way more than reading self help books, it's multiple areas of your life that come together. And so the mindset aspect of it, or the self leadership aspect of it, is basically very similar to that. What does it mean to become the optimal leader of your life? For me, it's something that is very powerful because we live in a world where we're constantly being pulled and pushed, and you need to do this, and maybe you should have done that. And we're constantly trying to be the best that we can be the best for our families and for ourselves and for society. And we're trying to fit the best mold possible or create a mold that is going to be unique but still helpful for us. And I wanted to mention this because I believe that whenever you become the leader of your life, you can accomplish many things in life. You have to be able to know yourself first. You have to be able to lead your mind. You have to be able to redesign your mind, rewire your mind, in a sense of, if my mind is telling me that I shouldn't go there because I could be way out of my comfort zone and I'm totally out of my league and I've never done something so big and it's scary, but I'm going to be the leader of my mind and I'm going to tell it that no, we're going there and we're going to be okay, right? That's what I mean, becoming the leader of your mind, allowing yourself to grow and expand and reach that growth mindset and the abundance mindset that we talked about earlier, in the aspiration of being the best that you can be and accomplishing those big goals that, like we say, sometimes don't make sense and are very unique to you and maybe nobody else believes in, but you do, and those things, right? So becoming the leader of your mind is going to be the first thing. And of course, becoming the leader of your life, living life on your terms. I talk about this with so many people, way beyond clients, just normal conversations. What does it mean to have a traditional life? What does it mean for two people to live the same life? No, everybody, we are on our own path. It should be okay that we do things differently and on our own terms. And it's okay if I get married later or have kids before, or not get a job right after college, or completely change my mind once I do, or take a while, to figure out what I want to do with my life, or want to have a different lifestyle. I want to travel more. I want to travel less. I want a white picket fence. I don't want a fence at all. I want to live in a high rise. What does that mean to you? Be the leader of that. Use your mind to help you create that life, personally, professionally, in every single area. Then you're going to see how you're going to bring more happiness and more fulfillment into all that you are, into your environment, your relationships. That's what I'm about. Becoming the optimal leader of your life, being the person that you need to be to reach the destiny that was meant for you, not for anybody else, but for you. Leveraging your mindset, enhancing your mindset, polishing it like the diamond that you are to be able to reach that potential. That is what it's about. Before we leave this episode, what I can tell you about mindset that is so exciting is that it's not always inherited. It's not something that you can buy. It's something that you can create. So if you come from a place where you don't see the positive mindset, the growth mindset, abundance mindset that you would like to embody, don't worry about it. Don't let that define you, and create your own truth, your new reality. That is the one message that I always want to share. You can do things differently. You can create new horizons. You can create a new quote unquote normal, but it starts with you. Despite what has happened from yesterday and in the past, it can be shifted in the future, and it starts with you. It starts with you putting in the work. It starts with you developing and evolving into the mindset that you want to have. To support you on your journey, I have left some resources down below. Make sure you sign up to our free newsletter. Remember, it's a quick 30 to 60-second read, and I always remind you of a podcast episode. We have great coaching there for mindset leadership. And also, good news, I have 2 spots open in my one-on-one mindset leadership program. If you would like to work with me, go to my website, theclaudiaramirez.com/coaching. It's also down below. You can book a free discovery call. We can hop on the phone for 30 minutes and see if it's a good fit. I like to keep it honest. I will tell you we can work together, or I will pull you in another direction that I think is best for you if need be. And then you can also decide if you even like me to begin with. But I think we can do something really great. I do have those 2 spots open, and they fill up pretty quickly. So I hope to see you there. Don't forget to keep being the optimal leader of your life. I believe in you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.